worlds collided when sport bike drag racing legend Rickey Gadson agreed to throw his leg over a Harley Bagger for the first time and grudge race a bagger racing pioneer, Assim Chaudhry. Rickey would be riding Bagzilla, an amazing machine built by a true legend in the sport, none other than Mr. George Bryce of Star Racing, now owned by Chuck and Tammy Briggs of CT Motorsports. Assim would be riding his GMS Racing built bagger known as Baby Kong. They agreed that Rickey could make some test hits, and the stage was set for this epic battle. Here is Rickey's first hit on a drag bagger ever. Rickey ran an impressive 9.48 at 144 miles an hour. That was just a few hundredths of a second off of the pass that Mr. Bryce himself had run earlier in the day. Here is Rickey's second test hit on Bagzilla. On his second pass, Rickey goes even faster at a blistering 9:39 at 142 miles an hour. Now that the test hits are out of the way, the grudge race can happen. This epic battle between two titans, Rickey Gadson on Bagzilla versus Essene Chaudry on Baby Kong. Who do you like? Who would you put your money down on? Let us know in the comments section. Essene takes him off the line, but then has a parts failure, and Rickey takes the win. Let's watch that race again, this time from Rickey's lane.
Third time on Bagzilla. Third pass. Seems over there. Bagzilla's owned by Chuck and Tammy Briggs.
Congrats to Rickey Gadson, CT Motorsports, and Star Power for taking the win.
Had some trouble.
Let's hear what Rickey thinks about riding a
great
bagger
race.
for the very first
I'm
time.
here with Rickey Gadson. He got to make his first pass on a bagger. Rickey, tell us real quick, what do you think about racing a bagger? How does it differ from a sport bike?
It's very different. It's extremely different because on a sport bike, we leave with a lot more RPMs and we have a lot more time before we get to second gear. On a bagger, that red lines at 6,800 and makes the bagger actually, the Bagzilla actually makes more torque than my bike makes horsepower. So that torque is so hard to manage within a range of 2,000 to 6,000 RPMs. Because as soon as you get the clutch out your hand, by the time you try to get the throttle wide open, you're into the rev limiter because you should have shifted about a second ago.
Right.
So the difference is that the bikes rev it to 6,800 RPMs, and you got to be on it. As soon as you let the clutch out your hand, you got to be ready to shift. They take a long time to rev, but it's such a low RPM that you shift at. So it's kind of like you're trying to figure out, am I holding this gear out too long? Like it's taking forever for the shift light to come on. It must be broke, you know? First time I rode it, I didn't even look at the shift light. I just rode it by, when I went to 48, I just rode it just by sound because I didn't remember it had 3 little lights down there that they use for the shift light. And then the second pass, I came out and it felt like a good strong run. And as I was celebrating in my helmet, just that little bit of celebration made me run slap into the rev limiter on the 1-2 shift. So my 36 pass or 38, whatever it was, I killed that pass. That probably would have been about 300s, 400s faster. George says more than that because these Harleys don't recover, you know, quickly. So I enjoyed it. Bottom line is I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun today. Like these guys take this shit serious. They spend money. These bikes is badass, and American bikes have come a long ways. Back, I was telling one of the guys, we never used to respect the Harleys. Guys used to have fast Harleys. What they considered fast was a joke to us. So I remember one time in the late 80s, early 90s, we was in Daytona, and a guy came down there with a fast street Harley, and we offered him 30 and the brake on the street in Daytona. I passed him before I even got to second gear. So we laughed.
30 bike lengths and the brake.
30 in front of me and the brake. So he could leave whenever he wanted. By the time I got to second gear, when I clicked in the second gear, I was right beside him.
Right.
So that was that. But anyway, we won't do that shit again.
There you go.
Sure.
Well, Rickey, are you going to race a bagger again? Is this going to be it, or are you going to see you on a bagger again?
Keep saying everybody, oh man, everybody wants to hire you now. Like you just made a bunch of friends and stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If the money's right and the opportunities are there, maybe so.
There you go. Thank you for your time, my friend.
All right.
Assim Chaudhry, GMS Racing. He's got Baby Kong and King Kong, legends of bagger racing. What's going on, Assim?
Hey, what's up, brother?
All right, so first, let's talk about the Rickey Gadson race, my friend. How did it go?
Oh, man, it went good for him, bad for me. I was honored to race him, you know. We had a good lead. I was in front of him by about 2 bikes to about the 330, and then I blew third gear out, and my bike just stopped, and he went around.
Oh, man. Well, technical failure, you can't fault yourself. That's just the way it goes.
Just honored to race him, though.
Of course, of course.
We're here with Chuck and Tammy Briggs from CT Motorsports, and they're going to tell us a little bit about having Rickey Gadson ride their bike, Bagzilla. Beautiful bike over there, built by George Bryce, Star Racing. All right, Chuck, Tammy, how's it going?
Pretty good, thank you.
All right.
Long weekend, but it's
yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so Rickey Gadson riding Bagzilla. How did it happen?
Well, it was an awesome chain of events that happened. Originally, you know, we had George Bryce scheduled, the return of George Bryce on Bagzilla. George came back, hadn't been on the bike in a year, and yesterday in some practice he goes down, rips a 944 to 148 miles an hour on the bike.
Amazing. Amazing.
It's
always
amazing.
awesome watching George.
It is.
Man.
George
it really
built.
is a pleasure.
George built an incredible Harley Bagger, one of the, you know, a legendary bike in the bagger world. Last night, Rickey Gadson came in. It got together with him and Assim and Roger, and it came together to do a little race today. So it turned out that we could put Rickey on the bike, give him a couple of test hits, and then him and Assim go out. What an incredible performance by Rickey Gadson on that bike.
First time
amazing.
First time
on the Harley. Never been on
and
the
goes
First time
out
ever.
and turns that kind of a performance. Best 9:39 was his best run down the track on it.
Amazing.
But beat us in the little grudge race that they had. An incredible performance. We're happy to bring the sport bike world, one of their icons, into the Harley world on a bike built by a legend in the Harley world, in racing.
Oh yeah,
Racing.
yeah.
Two legends.
Literally two legends
coming
Best
together.
of both worlds.
Yeah,
Best
You
of both
know,
worlds.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it was an incredible experience. We're just proud to be a part of it and able to help make it happen.
Thank you to Roger.
Awesome.
Thank you to Ricky. Thank you to Essene. Thank you to
George.
George.
George, everybody.
George, the
Yep.
beast.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
bet.
you.
What an exciting time to be a part of Bagger Racing. And you know this kind of action only goes down at the best series on the planet, Hogs Gone Wild. Let us know what you think in the comments, share this video with your friends, like it, and subscribe to Drag V Twin today.